Good day, everyone. I am Leia M. Donato, and the subject that I am going to discuss for this video is all about criminological research and statistics. So, in the six areas that we have for your board examination, this is one of the subjects under criminology area, where criminology has 20% bearing in the computation for your board examination. So before we start, I think it would be good if we will first discuss kung ano yung mga learning objectives natin for the following videos. So we have here the learning objectives taken from the table of specifications. So ito po yung table of specifications na nanggaling sa PRC. So as we all know, research, as I have mentioned earlier, has a bearing of 4%. Okay, 4% siya 4% siya ng out of the 100 items, okay? There will be 20 items that is allotted for questions about research. So first na learning objective natin is to recall and explicate the use of the different types, kinds, and classification of research and its methodologies, including the parts of a thesis, research, or scientific article. So on the first parts or yung ating mga introductory part, we will be discussing about the definition of research. Ano ba ang quality or good qualities of a good researcher? What are now the different types of research? Ano yung mga iba't ibang approach in conducting research? And the second one is to explain or apply the rules adopted in writing technical papers under the APA or yung American Psychological Association under the following but not limited to basic formatting of thesis or research paper, yung verb, yung tone, punctuations, rules in writing numbers, tables and figures, quotation and paraphrasing, citation and reference. So based on the previous board examination, a lot of board takers have mentioned na karamihan sa mga tinanong ay nanggaling sa area na ito. Maski pa yung tuldok and yung spacing were asked during their board examination. So recall and apply the do's and don'ts of the ethical issues in research writing. Ano ba yung mga iba't ibang principles of ethics in conducting a research? Apply the rules in developing a problem. Collect and gathering of primary and secondary sources and data collection technique, understand the research design, research framework, statement of the problem, hypothesis, application, relevance of literatures and related studies, research designs, instrument or data gathering tools, sampling techniques, and the applicable statistical tools. So in relation with the fifth learning objectives that we have in this presentation, I remember one of the board takers said that one of the questions asked during the recent board examination is ano daw ang blueprint ng research, and definitely that would be research design, because when you say blueprint, katulad ng isang bahay, meron siyang disenyo. Okay? It tells you how the plan or paano yung plano ng isang bahay, and if we have to relate it now with research, yung bahay sa research, ang blueprint naman ng research ay yung ating research design. Right? So, let's get started. Will Harvey once said that what is research but a blind date with knowledge? Why blind date? Because we don't actually know what we will be expecting from conducting a research. Like for example, when you conducted your own studies in college, you did not expect what, or kahit man lang in-expect mo, pero meron at merong surprising findings that you will encounter at the end of, okay, or at the end of your study. Okay, so that's the reason why research is considered as a blind date with knowledge. So the word research came from the old French word chercher, which means to seek or to search. So may hinahanap tayo pagdating sa research, and definitely that would be knowledge, that would be solution to particular problem. And then another thing is the word research also has a prefix re, which means again. So if we're going to combine the two, the French word chercher, which means seek or search, and the prefix re, which means again, literally, ang ibig sabihin ng research is to investigate again. So meaning, hindi po natatapos ang research. Once you have found the problem, you give solution to that problem, eventually at the end, you will also find another problem that has to be resolved by either you or other researchers. So that's the reason why one of the qualities of a research is being cyclical, because in research it's a never ending process. Kasi kung it's an ending, or it has an end, then why do we need to study if the problems were already solved before? So ang research, it also goes with what is happening in the community. Wherein sa community natin, the only permanent thing in the world is change. So it keeps on changing. The problems are changing. Criminological issues and problems are changing. Therefore, these changes are subject for research. Okay? So these are also the old definitions but still in use na mga definitions or explanations of the word research. According to Isidro and Malolos in 1979, research is the process of scientific thinking that leads to the discovery or establishment of ideas or opinion. So we have there the word process. Pag sinabi mong process, merong iba't ibang steps ka na kailangan mong gawin. Hindi basta-basta na kapag sinabi mong isosolve mo ang isang problema, immediately meron ng sagot. No, kailangan you have to take steps, okay, before you will be able to answer the problem. So, ang pinaka first step natin when it comes to research is the problem identification. But that's not it. You need to establish that there's really a problem, and then after which you need to plan. After planning, you need to do what you have planned, and then after collecting, ayan na, sabi ni Calmorin, we have there now collection, presentation, analysis, interpretation of facts. These four processes are what Isidro and Malolos is talking about. So ano yung purpose na sabi ni Isidro and Malolos? That is now for discovery. Okay, so like for example, the discovery of the Philippines, that's a product of research. They did not just come here for nothing. They were doing some studies. That's why they were able to come here in the Philippines. Remember in your history, at first they thought that the world is flat. But because of this navigators or katulad ni na Magellan na mga yan, na-discover nila na hindi naman flat ang mundo because of their travels. Okay? So with that, there is what we call now a discovery about the reality. Okay? So facts ang tinitingnan natin dito. Another thing is on the establishment of ideas or opinion. We have a lot of theories in criminology. Okay? We have a lot of theories to explain why is crime or why are crimes happening, bakit nagiging criminal ang isang tao. So, let's say, positivist theory of criminology. That positivist theory of criminology did not just happen. Kinailangang mag-research ni Lombroso, kailangan niyang mag-autopsy ng ilang mga kriminal, kailangan niyang obserbahan ang mga kriminal before niya na nasabi na merong mga kriminal who are born, di ba? They're born that way. So, another very important consideration when we are conducting a research, there must be improvement of the quality of human life according to Calderon and Gonzalez in 1993. So if your research does not have what we call now a value, okay, or it will not solve a problem in the community, then that is not a research. Probably it's just a plain library activity given to you by your teacher. Kasi dapat ang research, nakakatulong yan sa community, nakakatulong yan para ma-improve yung buhay ng mga tao. Kaya yung mga studies that are pertaining to establishing or creation of drugs, creation of vaccine, during the COVID-19 pandemic. So those research are very valuable in the community because without the research about this vaccine, probably we are not yet allowed to go out. Diba? So those are now the definition of an importance of research in our life. So moving on, meron tayo dito yung mga iba't ibang purposes of research. The number one purpose of research is to serve man. Okay, so it is to serve man. Sabi nga natin kanina, ito yung value ng research. Kung hindi niya isa-serve yung tao, hindi niya tutulungan yung tao, then that is not a research. Okay? So I don't know if you remember the one who created the love virus. I don't know if you encountered that in your subject, comparative police policing system, wherein we encounter Onel de Guzman, who is an IT, okay, an IT or a computer science student. Ngayon nag-propose siya ng isang thesis, if I'm not mistaken, but it was rejected. Why? Because his thesis is not for it's not for purposes of serving the community or making the life of people in the community better. So it was actually rejected. Okay? So in serving man, we have the other sub-purposes. Kasi ang pinaka-main purpose ng research is to serve man. We also have sub-objectives, improves quality of life. We have medicines, okay, inventions. Your cell phones are way to improve our life. Improves instruction, especially to teachers. Okay, so in delivering their subject, just like what I am doing right now, we are using the Zoom, we are using share screen in order for you to see my presentation better. Okay? Or pag naman face-to-face ito, we are using a lot of technology. Instead na magsusulat ako sa Manila paper, we already have projectors to serve that purpose. Okay? And it improves the students' achievement. So with the new technology that we have, or with the technology that we have, it's very easy for you to look for references, for resources. Hindi mo na kailangan pang pumunta at makipagpilahan doon sa library para makahiram ng libro. Even review materials are at the tip of our hand, right? Napakadali lang nating makapag access ng mga review materials. It satisfies man's needs, it reduces the burden of work, nababawasan yung trabaho ng tao. It has deep-coated psychological aspects, and lastly, it improves the exportation of the food products. So on the last part, that's also one purpose of research. How do they export now the food products? Like for example, yung vegetables natin dito sa Pilipinas, ipupunta sa ibang bansa. Paano nila masisigurado na kahit na tumagal, di ba? Kasi hindi naman mabilisan unless if you're going to ride an airplane. But even in airplanes, may mga times na sa sobrang layo ng country na yon, it will take hours or even days for you to travel. So how will they preserve this vegetable? So there are already a lot of inventions, right? Yung bang preservation techniques nila on how to export these food products, but and in maintaining their value. Okay, so these are now the purposes of research. So in relation with research, we also have here another term which is very common sa ating lahat. What is science? Kasi walang science kung walang research. Okay? And in science, we do research. So the word science came from the Latin scientia, which means knowledge. So it's both a body of knowledge and process. Remember, when you do research, your purpose is to generate or to discover or to come up now with a knowledge. Okay? And research is also a process. Kaya ang science at research, they go hand in hand. Hindi pwedeng tanggalin mo ang research sa science or tanggalin mo si science dun sa research. Because both work, okay? They both work together, okay? In order to discover and to achieve the purposes that were mentioned or presented in the previous slide. Okay? So, in science, meron tayong iba't ibang division. We have the physical science, biological science, and social science. So in physical science, this is the study of the inorganic world or yung non-living things. So study of the inorganic world or the non-living things. So if your research is focused in inventions, mga ganon, AI, okay, more on sa IT, mga yan, they fall under physical sciences. Pag biological science naman, syempre about life yan. So kung ang study mo is paano mo makontrol ang isang virus, a virus is a living thing. So that would fall under biological science. So yung kung ang study mo is related now with cancer, mga ganon, eh biological ang mga yan. Pag social science naman, dito tayo mag-fall, di ba? Mga criminology, law, okay? What else? Psychology. The studies related or researches or studies related to these courses are under social science. So social science, they study societies and relationships among individuals within those societies. So in criminology, we study crimes and we study the effects of crime to the people. So we have here now another term, scientific research. Scientific research, it's called science kasi parang pag sinabi mo kasing research, too general yan. Pwedeng yung teacher, nagsulat siya doon, o you go to the library and then ilalagay niyo dyan, you research the following. So, i-define mo yung following. Punta ka sa library, hanapin mo yung libro na yan, or punta ka sa internet, tignan mo kung ano yung mga terms na yan. So, medyo general kasi yung paggamit natin ng term na research. To be more specific, okay, pertaining to the rigorous process of discovering an idea, okay, establishing knowledge, we call it scientific research. So, scientific research nakalagay dyan, there must be series of procedures that are conducted in order to come up with knowledge or in order to come up now with findings. So, kaya nakalagay dyan na in scientific research, we collect data to explain a phenomenon. So, for example, the battered woman phenomenon. How did they come up with the cycle of violence? Hindi naman basta-basta nilagay nila doon na meron tayo yung tension building phase, meron tayo doon yung honeymoon phase. No, they collect data to establish that framework. So that is a scientific research. Applying systematic and constructed scientific methods to obtain, analyze, and interpret data. So, if we say that that is what a scientific research is, we go now with the different qualities of a high quality research. So, paano ba natin masasabi na high quality ang isang research? Okay? Baka this is one way also of assessing yung bang research na ginawa ko nung college ako ay high quality ba? Okay? So, marami tayong parameters on how to assess that. Number one is, it must be analytical. Meaning to say, the procedures that you did in conducting the research must be proven. Kumbaga, Pag magsa-survey, yung paggamit ng survey is one way of assessing the judgment of a certain individual. Is that a proven technique, or is that a proven procedure? Definitely yes, because a lot of studies, lalo na sa criminology, that's how we assess. We use a survey questionnaire to assess that. So therefore, if you are doing, okay, or if you are using procedures that are proven already, then your study is analytical. Another thing is critical. In critical, careful and precise judgment must be used. Starting from the identification of a problem, you really need to ask the question, why this problem? Like when I asked my students last time na maghanap sila ng problema, gusto daw nilang i-research kung ano ang rule ng law enforcer dun sa traffic enforcer dun sa pagbigat or yung bang traffic na nararanasan nila. Na parang sinasabi nila na dahil merong pulis, merong traffic. So sabi ko sa kanila, why would you want to study that one? Diba? What is your proof na yan ang rason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng traffic? Hindi ba parang nag-a-assume ka na? And making assumptions is okay when it comes to research, but assumptions as to the findings is not okay. Kasi parang hindi ka pa nagsisimulang mag-research, nagkakaroon ka na ng assumptions na ito ang magiging problema. So, in that case, in identifying the problem, they were not critically thinking, okay, why that one? Kaya pag critical thinking, you always answer the question, why? What is the problem? So what? Paano ba itong research na to makakatulong sa community? And then the third one, it must be controlled. Controlled if that is a hard science or yung mga library or laboratory or experimental studies wherein the experiments are controlled. Andun lang sila sa isang setting. So, it's controlled. And cyclical, we said that it starts with a problem and always ends with a problem. Another qualities of a high quality research is being empirical. Dapat it must be based on direct experiences. So as a researcher, you should be the one who observe it. You should be the one who heard her say about those findings. Hindi pwedeng sinabi daw. Okay, 'di ba? Yung word na daw, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin 'yan. That's why if you wanted to study about battered women, then you directly interview battered women. Hindi pwedeng ang interviewin mo ay yung kanyang kapitbahay or yung kanyang mga magulang. Pwede pa siguro, but it should only be for corroboration. Pero yung directly or direct na participants natin should be the battered woman. Okay? And then inquiry, that is the why of the research. Inquiry and problem solving are related kasi the why of the research must be able to answer the existing problem. So at the end of your study, have you solved the problem that you seek to answer? Kasi kung hindi, o di kulang. Kulang ka siguro ng data kaya hindi mo siya masolve. And then we also have here replicability, that is now to arrive at a valid and conclusive result. So dapat kahit na saang area mo yan i-undergo or i-conduct, it will still arrive at a valid result. And systematic, we said earlier, it has to be a step-by-step procedure. That's the reason why we have the chapter 2 of our paper, yung chapter 2 or yung tinatawag natin na design and methodology, para alam mo kung ano yung mga iba't ibang steps na dapat mong gawin so you will arrive at your findings. So, if we have there your characteristics of a high-quality research, meron din tayo ditong characteristics of a researcher. So, ano yung mga characteristics ng isang researcher? we have here number 1, research-oriented. Dapat marunong siyang mag-research. Alam niya yung process na gagawin niya. Hindi naman niya sinabing dapat alam mo lahat about research eh. Ang importante, you know. Okay? You know how to do it. And then we have here efficient. Okay? Dapat you make sure na kung ano yung sinet mo na deadline, yun yung i-follow mo. Okay? You are scientific. Okay? So, hindi pwede ang opinion. Hindi ka pwedeng maging bias pag ikaw ay researcher. Effective. You need to be active. Okay? So, hindi ka pwedeng papatay-patay dito kasi baka matutulog yung research mo. Resourceful, madiskarte. You have to be creative. Creativity is very important lalo na kapag sinusulat mo na yung chapter 3 and 4 mo. How are you going to make the findings? Okay? Paano mo isusulat ngayon yung findings na nakuha mo sa yung mga participants? You know, creativity is very important, lalo na kapag ang research mo ay qualitative, wherein you really should be good in writing stories. Okay? Honest, hindi mo pinagloloko yung mga data mo. Baka mamaya yung iba sa inyo dito, nung nag-research kayo, you get your you have your survey questionnaire tapos kayo din lang yung sumagot. Well, that is not okay. Economical and of course religious, persistent, determined. Focus kayo sa gusto ninyong gawin. Okay? So, another 4 characteristics of researcher are the following. We have number 1, intellectual curiosity. So in intellectual curiosity, we have the reflective thinking and inquiry. So lagi kang nagtatanong ng question na why? Prudence, conduct his study at the right time and at the right place. Tama ba na mag-interview ako sa time na ito? Sa oras na ito? Let's say, for example, your study is all about the lived experiences of the club prostitutes. Is it just right for you to conduct the interview during nighttime because that's when you can find them? Definitely not. Medyo questionable ethically yung study mo. Anong nangyari before that? So healthy criticism, always doubtful about the results of your research. You always look. Okay? Yan yung pagiging critical thinker natin. And then, lastly, we have there your intellectual honesty in gathering data, and at the same time, even in the preliminaries of your studies, lalo na pag nagsusulat tayo ng RRL natin, ng background of the study, we should avoid plagiarism. Diba? Kung maalala niyo, plagiarism, it's a form of cheating. It's a form of dishonesty. Kinukuha mo, you are presenting ideas that are not actually yours, na parang sa'yo galing yung idea na yun. The research process. Okay, so ano ba yung mga procedure natin in doing a research? So number 1, sabi natin is you identify a research topic. Number 2, identify a specific problem. So yung topic na yan, sabihin mo na juvenile delinquency ang gusto kong i-research. Eh syempre, napakalawak ng juvenile delinquency. So sabi mo sa CICL. Pati CICL, malawak pa rin yan. So you have to be more specific. So CICL, and then gusto kong malaman kung ano ang rehabilitation ng mga CICL. So ang rehabilitation of CICL is still very, very broad. So you have to be more specific. Anong rehabilitation ng CICL ang gusto mong malaman? So kung sinabi mo na rehabilitation doon sa aspeto na bakit yung iba hindi sila nagre-relapse, or ano kaya yung reason kung bakit may mga CICL na kahit na anong rehab na nila, nagkukumit pa rin sila ng crime, what are the factors, then you can also research about that. So that's how you can make a research topic into a more specific problem. So from this specific problem, you're going to make now what we call as your research question, or yung tinatawag natin na SOPs, Statement of the Problem. And then, After writing down your SOP from your research topic, problems, and questions, you are going to conduct a literature review. So I know that literature review is hindi naman na bago sa inyo yan. When we say literature review, that is also akin to, kung parehas tayo ng format, yung ating background of the study. Ano ba yung mga researches or related researches that were conducted in the field or in the topic that we wanted to research. And then number 5, you plan your study. So dyan na papasok yung ating research design. Paano mo gagawin? Kasi kahit ang ganda-ganda ng study natin, hindi naman tayo or hindi naman natin kayang gawin or hindi possible. Ano yung mga sources of data natin? So sometimes in planning our research study, you also need to be practical. Diba? Kailangan practical ka din. Paano? Okay? Paano mo gagawin yung study mo? And then you implement, that's the gathering, data collection or gathering. And then after the data collection, you analyze your data. Statistically, thematically. Kapag quantitative yan, you're going to analyze your data statistically. Kapag qualitative naman, then you're going to do it thematically. And then you interpret your data. So now that you have analyzed it, what does it imply? Ano ang implication niyan? You draw the conclusion and recommendation. And number 10 is you check the quality of your research. Yung number 10, that is also known as proofreading. So i-check mo kung tama ba, na-accomplish mo ba lahat ng kailangan mong gawin? Meron bang kailangang idagdag? And so on and so forth. So those are now the different processes that a researcher undergoes. So now let's go with the different philosophies in conducting a research. Ano ba yung mga, kumbaga kung ikaw ay quantitative researcher, anong philosophy ang ginagamit mo? Kung qualitative ka naman, anong philosophy ang ginagamit natin? So the philosophies in conducting research, number 1 dyan is yung tinatawag natin na epistemology. So epistemology is the science of knowledge. So episte meaning knowledge, and then ology which means science. So that's the science of knowledge. Kung makikita ninyo dito sa ating presentation, we have their knowledge, experience, social. So this is a theory of knowledge and it deals with how knowledge is gathered and from which sources. So according to the principle of epistemology, when you conduct a study, you should know where it will be coming from. So in research terms, your view of the world and knowledge strongly influence the interpretation of data. So hindi mo maiiwasan na magkaroon ng bias base doon sa experience mo as a researcher. And you need to recognize that one. Na isa yan sa mga limitasyon mo. So say for example, ikaw ay graduate or ikaw ay taga Isabela. Tapos nag-research ka dito sa Baguio City. Okay? Your roots in Isabela, okay, or your background there in Isabela could influence yung interpretation mo kung ano man research ang ginawa mo here in Baguio City. Okay? Or say for example, para mas clearer yung pag-explain ko dito. You are a single, di ba? Single ka na babae. And you interviewed women who are victims of intimate partner violence. Siyempre, yung interpretation mo, bakit kasi hindi sila umalis, is an interpretation of somebody who is a single. Pero kung ikaw naman na researcher ay married, your interpretation or your analysis is different from that of a single or a not married researcher. So yun yung point ng epistemology. May mga bagay na hindi natin maiiwasan kasi hello, tao din naman ang researcher. Merong bias ang mga yan. Ang importante, ma-recognize natin that we have our own biases and we try to minimize the bias that we have. Right? So aside from epistemology, we also have ontology. Ang ontology naman, that is the study or the science of being. So according to ontology, what actually exists in the world about which humans can acquire knowledge. So ontology helps researchers recognize how certain they can be about the nature and existence of the sub-objects that they are researching. So it's like um, it's more, or the ontology or the principle of ontology is more appropriate, especially in identifying the sources of our data. Na meron pa rin, merong possibility of solving a problem. Diba? Kumbaga, dati hindi naman natin ina-expect na magkakaroon ng video or something like Zoom meeting during classes or an online classes. Pero napilitan tayong magkaroon ng online classes because of the pandemic. So meaning kahit na noon, parang ang tingin natin hindi possible. But in ontologies, it says that anything is possible. Anything can be researched. As long as you know your sources. Okay? As long as you know how to do it. So those are now the philosophies or the principles of conducting research. Now, let's move on with the different types of research. Quantitative, qualitative, and mixed method are not actually types of research. These are the general approaches in conducting a research. However, in some books kasi, they consider this one as types of research. Meron ding mga books na kino-consider nila ang mga yan as design, but actually no. Pag design kasi, mas specific na siya. So, iba ang types, iba ang classification, iba rin ang approaches. And of course, definitely, there are also what we call now different designs. So, for example, kung quantitative yan, under quantitative, may mga iba't ibang designs tayo dyan. Pwedeng survey, correlation, something like that. Kapag naman qualitative researches, we also have under qualitative approach, we have case study design, phenomenology design, photo voice design, and so on. So let's begin with the classification of research according to Calmorin. So sabi ni Calmorin, meron tayong tatlong classification of research. Ang number one dito is the library research. The library research, hindi yung hindi yung pinagawa ng teacher niyo na, you go to the library, porque pumunta kayo sa library research na yun. Hindi po ganun yun. Library research usually is conducted at the beginning of any type of research. Lalo na kapag ikaw ay gagawa ng review of related literature mo, kinakailangan mong mag-library research. So another thing about libraries, it's answers to the specific questions or problem of research study that are available in the library. Say, for example, historical research. You wanted to know the history of, or you wanted to know about the life of Jose Rizal. Kasi gagawa ka ng narrative study about it. Okay? Pero napaka-broad naman kung si Jose Rizal lang ang igagawan mo ng narrative study. So punta ka sa library, maghanap ka ng mga books na Saide. I think Saide naman ang isa sa pinaka-common na libro on Rizal. But then, marami kasing lapses yung libro ni Saide. Ang daming hindi accurate na fact or accurate na story niya about Jose Rizal. Okay? So, in that case, that is now a historical research. So, historical research are sometimes conducted in the library. Okay? But always remember the following sources. In the types of sources, lalo na kapag gagawa tayo ng review of related literature, ang pinakamataas palagi na pinaka-reliable na source of information natin are the books. Why? Because these books are crafted or in-depth, they are detailed, and at the same time, na-proofread ang mga yan. So, very reliable ang mga books. Another one, after the books are the articles. Articles where? Yung mga researches na kinandak in scholarly journals, up-to-date and highly specific for scholars and researchers. Trade publications. So say for example, in yung mga magazines natin, yung magazines natin sa police, di ba? May mga magazines ng the police or sa security, meron din yung the security na mga magazine na mga yan. And then after the articles are the newspapers. So up to date, national and regional information for general audience. However, for magazines, mga yan, articles, these are actually part of the internet. Meron na din tayong mga electronic newspapers. But by the way, ang Rappler po ay hindi siya newspaper. Okay, so may mga electronic tayo niya newspaper katulad na lang ng Philippine Star, Manila Bulletin. Dito sa Benguet, we have the Midland Courier. So, pwede na rin or accessible na rin siya online or using the internet. Ang internet naman niya yung pinaka-list, okay? Reliable. Kasi nga, hindi naman lahat ng nandun sa internet are reliable. So, you really need to evaluate the websites carefully. So, say for example, Wikipedia. Wikipedia, probably may katotohanan yung iba doon, pero dahil editable siya ng kahit na sinong mag-access doon, that is already, that is not as reliable as that of the books or articles. YouTube, not really. Kaya hindi rin sa mga scholarly articles, they do not recommend yung mga blogs, okay, to be included in the RRL unless it is supported by other sources of data. Then aside from the library research, we have here field research. In other terms, they call this as well as, or they call this now as ethnography. So sa field research, you need to get out. Unlike in laboratory research na doon ka lang sa laboratory or sa experimental, sa field research, kailangan mong lumabas. Kailangan mong mag-interview ng tao sa labas. Or let's say yung mga archaeologists, yung mga naghuhukay ng mga bones. So they need to go out. Hindi pwedeng lumapit yung bones sa kanila. They have to get out. They have to dig in order to get some bones. So field research basically is conducted in a natural setting. It's conducted outside. So if you really want to know how it feels, let's say for example, ikaw gusto mong malaman kung ano ba ang buhay ng mga nandun sa loob ng kulungan, you go to the kulungan, you live with them, you eat with them. That is a field research. That is ethnography. So another one is your laboratory research. Ang laboratory research naman, it is conducted in an artificial or controlled conditions by isolating the study in a rigorously specified and operationalized area. So experimental ang mga yan sa laboratory. Another classification of research according to goal, number 1 is the pure research. Ang pure research answers the question, how did the universe begin? Para bang ito yung mga foundation research natin. So in criminology, ang pinaka-foundation natin, ang pinaka-pure research natin ay yung kay Cesar Lombroso, yung positivist theory, di ba? So the positivist theory, wala pang studies that were conducted about why criminal become or well, a person, why is it that a person becomes a criminal? All along during the demonological era, akala nila ang mga kriminal ay naposes ng demonyo, kaya sila naging ganon. Pero later on, nagkaroon tayo ng mga enlightenment, diba? Yung mga thinkers katulad na lang ni Cesar Lombroso. So Cesar Lombroso did not just speculate na ay pinanganak ang kriminal. No, he conducted a research, and then because of that research, he came up now with a theory on atavism or biological determinism theory, that we can predict if a person will become criminal by just merely looking at his physical features. Kumbaga, If you remember, yung atavism niya is more on if hindi nag-evolve yung mukha mo or kamukha mo yung unggoy, you will become a criminal. Okay, so he did not just came up with that. He conducted research about it, and his theory, okay, from that research were used, modified, and until now, nanganganak pa rin yung mga theories na mga yan. So yung positivist theory ni Cesar Lombroso is a product of a pure research. So kaya nga nakalagay dito, discover the basic truths or principles, okay, and in improving scientific theories. What about applied research? So in applied research, that is now to treat or cure a specific problem. So if you wanted to use the theory of Lombroso in order to address a problem, then that's an applied research. So it is the application of a scientific knowledge to the solution of a problem. So it's safe to say that most or majority of our researches are considered applied research. Kaya kapag gumagawa tayo ng research, hindi nawawala yung theoretical framework natin, di ba? Kasi binay-base natin yung study from the different theories. So applied research, solve practical problems, and develop innovative technologies or solutions. So, for example ako, yung positivist theory ni Cesar Lombroso, gagamitin ko para i-explain yung research ko about PDLs here in Baguio City. Gusto kong tignan kung applicable ba yung theory niya sa mga PDL. So, I'm going to observe their faces. Okay, yung bang mukha nila may pagkakaparehas, yung symmetry or asymmetry ng faces ba nila may similarities, may kakaiba ba sa kanila na hindi mo makikita sa isang normal na tao na hindi nag-commit ng crime? So, ano yung basis ko dun sa study na yan? Na my basis is the positivist theory. I applied the positivist theory to my research. So, ito yung basic difference ng basic and applied research. Sa applied research, ang tinatanong mo is what is the problem? And then you resolve the problem. In basic research, you are expanding the understanding of the subject. Hindi naman yung problema sa community ang tinitingnan mo eh. Paano mo may expand yung knowledge? Okay? Na-expand yung isang theory. So, yun naman sa basic research. Then we have here action research. Ang action research naman ay extension ng applied research. It is a decision-oriented research where it involves the application of the steps or scientific method in response to an immediate need for improvement of the existing practices. So, baliktad lang. Kasi in applied research, you conduct research in order to solve, you're going to solve problem. Diba? Kaya, paano mo yan masosolve? Through intervention. Again, in applied research, ang rason kung bakit ka magre-research ay para makapag-solve ng problem. Naghanap ka ng problema, magbigay ka ng solution. Sa action research, maghanap ka muna ng solusyon. So, we have here now the solution of the problem before you do research in order to assess if this solution will be effective or not. So kaya yan tinawag na decision-oriented approach kasi kinakailangan mo munang gumawa ng solusyon and then you research about that solution, you implement that solution, and then you assess if it will be able to address the problem or not. So ayan, yan yung relationship ng basic, applied, and action research. Ang action research, again, is an extension of the applied research. What about according to purpose? So ano yung mga iba't ibang klase ng research according to purpose? Number one is predictive or prognostic research. So in predictive or prognostic research, it has the purpose of determining the future operation of the variables under investigation. So kumbaga, ito ang nangyayari ngayon, you're going to predict it. Just like what Pag-asa is doing, right? How do they know that there will be typhoon? Kailan darating yung typhoon? Gaano kalakas? Hindi pa nangyayari pero alam na nila na magiging super typhoon yan. They are doing prognostic studies using what we call now technology. So, yan ay kahalintulad ng isang predictive or prognostic research. Another example is a research that we conducted, I think, how many years ago na yun? Wherein we get the average, general weighted average, and the score of the board takers. So for example, 2020 na board takers, 2021 yung study, kinuha namin yung kanilang GWA and yung kanilang score sa board examination. Ngayon, gumawa kami using multiple regression analysis. Gumawa kami ng isang formula na kung saan ipapredict niya kung ano ang magiging score mo sa board examination if yung GWA mo or your general weighted average is 85. Kaya in our activity during that time, pag nilagay mo yung 85, i-compute niya ngayon na ang makukuha mong score sa board examination ay papatak ng 86 to 89. Parang ganon. Okay? So, hindi naman niya sinasabing 100% na totoo yun. It's just a prediction. So, hindi po ito panghuhula na katulad yung nagpapalad. Baka sabihin niyo yung nagpapalad considered as a research. No, that is not a research. Scientific po ito. Yung nagpapalad, hindi siya scientific. Then we have directive research. And directive research, it determines what should be done on the finding that is to remedy an unsatisfactory condition if there is any. So for example, ako yung chief of police ng Baguio City or ako ang city director ng Baguio City. So I observed that there has been an increase of crimes against property in Baguio City. I need to address that problem. So I need someone to conduct a research about it. That is now a directive research. So immediate. Di ba? Ang concern lang ng directive research is immediate solution to a problem. Okay? Ang illuminative research naman, usually these are your case studies. Why? Because all the components of the variables are being investigated. So gusto itong study na to, ang gusto niyang study is the educational system. So kung educational system ang gusto mong i-study, kailangan mo tingnan yung connection ng student characteristics, organizational patterns, policies, and educational consequences. So the whole, okay, lahat ng factors, lahat ng aspects ay kailangan mong i-research in order for it to be considered as illuminative. Then according to the levels of investigation, so we have here number 1, exploratory research. Usually ang exploratory research, pero hindi ko sinasabing lahat kasi ang experimental study, exploratory din yan. In exploratory research, zero. Wala pang knowledge about that. Ikaw pa lang ang unang gagawa ng research about it, then that is an exploratory study. Okay, so early stages of examining their topics, it is emphasized on gaining ideas and insights. So we have there now the what, the why, and the how. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo dito sa presentation natin, it lays the foundation of a research topic. So ito, yung research mo, magiging pundasyon yan for further studies. Kasi, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, wala pa. Kumbaga, black na black pa yan. Ikaw pa lang ang unang maglalagay ng ilaw dyan sa area na yan. So, that would be an exploratory research. Then we have descriptive research. From the word descriptive, it means to describe. So usually ang mga descriptive research natin, survey sa criminology. Umay na tayo ng survey, lagi na lang survey, ano? And when you say survey, why are you making them fill up the survey is for you to describe what they think. So it's a characterizing of a phenomena and identifying association among selected variables. So ano yung dalawang scope ng descriptive? We have here your census, which covers the entire population. And yung sample naman, it covers a portion of the population. So if you remember, when you are doing your survey, hindi naman lahat binigyan mo ng survey. Okay, so you only get a portion. Okay, a portion of the population, okay, to represent the population. Okay, and then we have here methods of descriptive research. Meron tayo diyang survey. Pwede rin na i-back up mo yan ng observation and of course, case study. Then we also have here experimental research. Yung experimental research, yan yung laboratory research din natin. So it strictly adheres to scientific research design. Usually, pag experimental, always na meron tayong hypothesis. When you say hypothesis, this is your wise guess. Meron tayong variable na minamanipulate and the variables that can be measured, calculated, and compared. So, for example, yung typical na, wait lang, now we have here the types of experimental research design. So we have here your pre-experimental research, meaning to say before you conduct the experiment, magkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na pilot testing if the variables will fit. Then we have through experimental design, which refers now to the design or the experiment itself. Yung quasi naman, either merong missing na element like for example, di ba, kapag kasi sa experiment, we have the control and then meron din tayong test. Kapag test lang yung subjects mo doon, then that is quasi. Okay? So, another classification of research is according to time element. So, ano ang mga to? First one is your descriptive. So, na-discuss naman na natin yan kanina. What is existing? Yung experimental naman is more on future. What will happen if ganito ang mangyayari? And then, we also have here now, the last one, yung additional lang is your historical research. That is now to reconstruct the past objectively and accurately, often in relation to the tenability of a hypothesis. So in historical research, usually from the word historical, it refers now to the histories or the study of the past events. Okay, so I'll be discussing the other parts for the next video. Thank you.